Welcome back. In this video, we'll learn about LiveData in Android. LiveData is an observable data holder class. Unlike a regular observable, LiveData is lifecycle aware, meaning it respects the life cycle of other app components such as activities, fragments, or services. This awareness ensures LiveData only updates app component observers that are in an active lifecycle state. For example, if the lifecycle status is started or resumed, LiveData considers an observer to be in an active state. Only active observers are notified of lifecycle updates by LiveData. It eliminates memory leaks caused by the multiple callbacks that send the results to the UI thread, ensuring that the UI is always up to date. It decouples tight integration between data mediator and the UI to avoid crashed activities. UI components continuously monitor relevant data, and LiveData manages all these tasks automatically as the relevant lifecycle status changes. If the activity or fragment is recreated due to the configuration changes such as device rotation, portrait to landscape, or vice versa, it immediately receives the latest information from the LiveData. Extended LiveData wraps system services so that they can be shared within the app. Let's jump into Android Studio and learn how to use LiveData in Android applications. Let's continue with our counter application. This is our ViewModel. We have the counter, we have increase counter method and get counter method. And in the main activity, we have the layout. I'm using the data binding. So you can see data binding bold features and the life cycle, which is for the ViewModel. Then I have created the text just for title, and this text to display the counter, and a button to increase the counter. Now, in the main activity, I initialized activity main binding and the ViewModel. The problem is here. If I remove this main binding.txt_view, whenever I click the button, it will cause the errors. Let me run the application and show you. If I click on the button, nothing happens because it will increase the counter, but it will not display the counter value. It's not updating the UI, which is the text view, with the new counter value. To solve this problem, I'll use the LiveData in my ViewModel. And instead of creating this integer variable called counter, I'll create a similar one with mutable LiveData of type integer, and I'll name it as counter equal to new mutable LiveData. LiveData is an observable data holder class introduced in Android's architecture components. It's designed to hold and observe data changes, making it perfect fit for implementing reactive and lifecycle-aware data-driven UI components. LiveData automatically updates the UI, which is the text view in this case, whenever the underlying data changes, and ensures that you don't run into issues like memory leaks by being lifecycle aware. Let's continue with our example. I created this mutable LiveData, and here I need to increase the counter. So I remove this counter ++, and I'll change or retrieve this counter variable, which is from mutable LiveData, and change it to an int value. So current value, I'm getting it from the mutable LiveData, equal to counter.getValue. And if I hover the mouse here, unboxing of counter.getValue, unboxing because I'm using integer class, not primitive data. So I need to unbox of counter.getValue method may produce null pointer exceptions. To avoid null pointer exceptions, I'll use here this syntax. So please follow me and pay attention. If it is not equal to null, then counter.getValue and initialize it to 0. So what I am doing here, this line of code is used to retrieve the current value from the LiveData object called counter, while handling a potential null value gracefully. Counter is a LiveData object. of type integer. LiveData is a data holder class that can hold and observe data changes, and in this case it holds an integer value. Counter.getValue is used to retrieve the current value held by the LiveData counter. However, the getValue method returns a nullable t, which is in this case integer. You can see this t, type parameter, and in this case it's of type integer, which means it can return null if the data or the live data hasn't been initialized or if the data is null. The code counter.getValue doesn't equal to null. This is a conditional check to determine if the value retrieved from the counter live data is not null. It's a null safety check to ensure that you don't encounter null pointer exception if the live data doesn't have a value yet. Conditional operator is used to handle the two possible cases. If counter.getValue is not null, then the counter.getValue is assigned to the variable current value, which means current value will hold the value stored in the live data. Otherwise, if the counter.getValue equal to null, then 0 is assigned to the current value. This provides a default value of 0 in case of live data is empty or null. So if it is not null, then assign current value to the counter.getValue. Otherwise, go and assign it to 0. Then I need to increase the counter by 1. So I'll use counter.setValue method, current value plus 1. SetValue method is used to provide the new value you want to assign to the live data, and which in this case, the current value plus 1. So I am updating the live data with a value that is 1 greater than its current value. Let's go down to the get counter, and here I'll change its integer returning type to live data of type integer. So in this case, we introduced a live data called counter, which will hold an integer value.